So this is the workshop. I'm Sloan, and we are going to be working with Mal de Ojo. So this is a traditional, glass bead. This one is just in a wire wrapped ring. So people have done it in a lot of different types of jewelry. And it's just been a very popular accessory. Okay, so the evil eye is a supernatural belief usually given to a person when one is unaware. And it was historically Greek and found on drinking vessels. It is associated with many cultures around the Mediterranean, and they often believed that receiving the evil eye would cause misfortune or injury, while others believe it to be a supernatural force that wishes harm upon others. So it's kind of based on where you're from. It can have a different meaning. And the symbol was often found on ceramic or clay and eventually started being made into glass beads, which is what we typically see it as. Blue glass was likely used as it was relatively easy to create, but modern evil eyes can be a wide range of colors, but blue is still the most popular. And so we've got our blue beads. And I think we're ready to get started. Does anybody have any experience with any Mal de Ojo, or did they want to share anything? Okay, let's check the chat. Okay. So I'm going to just go ahead and get started, show you guys what we're doing. So these are actually all pieces of recycled yarn. We try and be our best to be sustainable here. And so there are a variety of different ways you guys can actually tie this. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do it. So this is the ladder method. And yeah, and it twists like that. Let me see if I can. Okay, so yeah, it kind of wraps around that type of knot. And I'm going to show you guys that one first. So the first thing you're going to do, and I've cut my strings shorter just so that it's easier to show you guys, but you guys can keep them long or, do whatever you'd like. So the first thing that I'm going to do is grab all four in my left hand. I'm right-handed. So if you're left-handed, you could do it opposite. But I'm going to take all four right here. And then I'm going to take the one that I want to be the color on the outside, and I'm going to cross it under, and I basically make a letter D. And then you're going to go through and grab it. So then it's like that. And then you can just pull it up. And then you're just going to do the same letter D and pull it up. And then you guys can do that for as many colors as you want that blue to be. And then, so something to pay attention to is that that blue string will get shorter, and then you'll switch out through the other one. So that's what I did on that one. I kind of counted, but you can kind of just guesstimate. And also the different threads are going to have different amounts of thickness, the weight of it. So yeah, we're just gonna tie a bunch of knots, and I kind of like it. I think it's really, therapeutic. I like doing repetitive things. So okay, and now I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna go to, I think I want this gold. And then when you switch, you're just gonna put the blue one over with all your others, and then do the exact same thing. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to keep working on your knots. And I'm actually going to tell you a little bit about what we do at City Arts. So we are located downtown. So we're right next to the Old Warren Theater. And we have gallery spaces, classrooms, and we do outreach opportunities, a lot of field trips for kids, camps for when they have in-service days or no school. And we just try our best to, stay involved in the community, and we just have a lot of fun with it. So we're actually switching out a show right now. There'll be a new one up probably in about a week or so. If you guys want to come swing by, that would be great. But yeah, just a lot of education classes. We have a glass blowing program, and there's not really another one in town. Pottery, silversmithing. We have a lot of fun stuff. So if you guys haven't been here, you should definitely come check it out sometime. Okay, and I'm going to switch to the pink one. And I know that some of these strings get kind of fuzzy. So what I did at the end, you can just trim them off of the edges with the scissors a little bit. So that'll be a good thing at the end, if you want. And whenever you guys get to the middle or the part where you want to put your bead on, so what we're going to do for that is whichever one that you're currently tying. So for me, it's going to be this white one. I'm going to do a couple more before I put it on. And then I'm going to just take just the white string. Put my bead on it. And then I am just going to do the exact same letter D. And it'll just put it right in there. And so you guys could do this with, alternating strings. You could put a couple through there if you want. I think it's easiest to just do the one. And it'll be attached in like that. Okay. So I didn't read the whole book, but I read snippets of it. And I feel like a lot of it was focused on friendship. So that's why we wanted to do these bracelets. And also in your guys' packets, you received a card, and you should totally send that to a friend. I think it's really nice to receive something in the mail. So I'm also going to show you guys, this is like a 5-strand braid. So I'm going to show you guys that one too, so you could do it a different way. And so what I did for that one is, okay, so I take my string and I've just folded it in half, and there's enough string in there that you guys should be able to make 2. And then I'm going to just take it through here and pull it through. So it's like that. And just like that. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes, and then I'll show that one, okay? If you guys hear any hammering, the silversmithing room is above me here. So that's what that is. Okay. So for this one, since we folded it in half, we have 3, 4, 5, 10. So I split them into like sections of 2. I kind of pick the colors. If you want to do just a traditional braid, just split them into 3 sections. One can have 4. It's not a big deal. And also for this one, I want to start with a bead up top on mine. And so you're going to put those on the same way that you just did it, that we did it on the other one. So you'll just take the end, and this one's just the 2. And you might need to like lick the string a little bit. Okay. So it is tough sometimes. I can't even get the yellow one right now. So I'm going to just do it on the white one. But then that'll start up there. And yes, this is being recorded. You guys can all rewatch it, rewind it, whatever you need.
We'll post it on the library's YouTube page, just like we do with a lot of our programs, and we'll send the link out to everybody later.
Awesome. Thank you, Erin. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys this 5-strand braid that I've divided into sections of 2. So I'm going to just make mine loose because it's easier to show that way. So what I'm going to do, this one, so far left is going to go over to here. Far right, over to there. Far left, over all the way now, because that we just needed to get our first one started. And then, whoops. Okay. And then that one over. That one over, and you basically just go back and forth. And then you can kind of see. Okay, I might have to do it faster because otherwise I don't typically do it like that. Let's see. And then you guys can see the beginnings of that braid right there. And this is just a tough one to do. So another way you can do it is divide them into 3 sections. And that's what I actually did for this one. And so then it's just a thicker braid. And you can still put beads wherever you want on it. But one of them is going to have 4, and then 2 of them will have 3. And then you can just braid it like normal with that bead up in there. Whoop. And then you guys can add more beads wherever you'd like. And if you know any other knots or, braiding techniques, go ahead and use them. These are the ones that I know, so. And then at the end of this one, if you're doing the keychain, you can just loop it together in a regular knot, tie it all off. And then also, so for the jewelry clasps, so let me work on this one a little bit more, and then I'll show you guys that part. Okay, how's everyone doing? Pretty good? Okay. And I'm gonna just show you guys the jewelry clasp now. So what I think is the easiest way to do it is to, again, just put it on one string because these are very, very tiny. And so you're gonna take it and okay, whatever string is your smallest, use that one. So I'm gonna do that white one and then I just put it on there and then I'm gonna just tie another knot to hold it in place. You could also just tie the bracelet on your wrist. So there's a couple different options. Then that is attached in there. And so I'm going to go ahead and put the other part on the other side. And again, just through that white string. And then tie again. And then they're both on there. And you can clip it. So obviously this is a very small bracelet. But yeah, then you can just do it like that and then trim the ends off. If you want to double knot them, you can. They should be okay. But for this one, I just tied it in knots. I didn't do the jewelry clasp, and then you can just tie it on. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. I also want you guys to think about how you could, put this back through, turn it into a little, you could tie that on here again. And then it's a little keychain. Which is what I'm gonna do for this one. So there's a lot of different things you can do, and it's really just whatever you want. Whatever's gonna make you happy. And there's no wrong way to do it. So then I have a little bracelet keychain, So I'm gonna go back on this one and kind of just trim some of those extras. And that is about it. So it's knot tying and pattern and repetition. But it's a lot of fun. I remember when I was a kid, we would always make friendship bracelets for each other and then wear them until they broke off, which I think is another aspect of the Mal de Ojo.
Yes, when your Mal de Ojo breaks or is damaged in some way, the legend has it that, you know, someone has been jealous of you or has been giving you the evil eye. So you need to replace it right away. So that's an exciting sort of idea that kind of takes these friendship bracelets to the next level.
Yes.
And I guess it's also a sign that the bracelet did its job.
Yeah, I guess. I hope they do. I hope everybody has the best luck.
As a former silversmithing student, I recognize that noise.
I know. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
No worries. That's all part of crafting, all part of creation.
Erin, did you want to share any more about what you know about the Mal de Ojo or how it relates to the book, or any points in the book that you wanted to touch on?
Well, what you said before, I think that's, really accurate. That's, a tradition that came from the Mediterranean area and it spread into Spain. And of course, as we know, Spain colonized parts of Latin America. And so that's how it crossed the Atlantic. And the Mal de Ojo is a very important part of some Latin American culture. People believe that it's a protective sort of charm and that it wards off, other people's jealousy or the evil eye, as they say. And it can help you, as you travel along in life to only take in the good and reject the bad. So that goes along with House on Mango Street, the themes of friendship, luck and love and all those sorts of things. And it's another part of Latin American culture that's interesting to learn about as you read through the book and you learn about Esperanza's coming of age as a young woman, and how her culture impacts all the different parts of her life.
Awesome. I need to read the book. If you guys all enjoyed it, as you know, then I'm gonna have to read it. I need to. I've been wanting to.
Well, it's really fun to have everybody in the community kind of talking about the same book. That's one thing that the Big Read's really good about, is bringing us all together, having one big conversation, and making us a stronger community together.
It's like book club times 10.
Yeah, the super book club.
Yes. If you guys wanted to unmute yourself and talk about something that spoke to you in the book, or even just talk about the book, we could have a conversation about that as well if anybody wanted to. Or how your children reacted to the book, because I think it has a lot of really important messages in it. Okay, I am going to go ahead and mute myself for a little bit while you guys are still tying, so you guys don't all have to hear the silversmithing. And if anyone has questions or needs any help, you can send a chat or unmute yourself.
I'm going to share my screen just a little bit before we wrap it up.
Awesome. Hello.
Yeah, hello. I've been hiding. Let me see. Let's see if I can do that. Maybe. No, didn't like that.
Were you trying to share something from your screen?
Yeah, I reloaded a new version of Zoom, and so it's a little picky.
Oh, I think Aaron might have to give you permission.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's see. I am going to think of a different way to do this. Okay, so what I was going to do is I was going to share my screen, but I can do it a different way. If you want to find out more about the Big Read and about Esperanza and her journey, and about House on Mango Street, whether that's in English or in Spanish, we do have more information for you. We've got the Big Read resources online. And the Big Read this year actually goes through May 5th. So that's going to be a really good opportunity for you to hop on and to do more activities like these and learn more about the culture in the book, about the story and everything. Here we go. I have it on my phone. If you go to wichitalibrary.org, we have a whole page about the Big Read. I shared a link in the chat that takes you to the titles for young readers. We've got lots of different things coming up. We've got lots of great sponsors, co-sponsors, folks working with us, as you can see. So if you visit that wichitalibrary.org website, you can find out more about the Big Read, share your Mal de Ojo crafting experience, and find out more about the book and about our activity together.
I've got it. Here we go.
Oh, fantastic. Yes, right there.
Okay. So yeah, book, author, books for young readers. Yeah, so all of that's available for all of you. And it's just wichitalibrary.org/bigread.
Yep. Lots of different resources, activities, stuff going on. And it's great this year, since we're, partially in person, partially online, we decided to extend the experience all the way through May. So you've got lots of time to, be part of the experience and part of the conversation.
And what day did you say again? It's May.
Goes through May 5th. So there's lots of other upcoming programs that you're going to be able to take part in. We've done some things you'll see on the events page that are already over, but lots of things coming up. There's book discussions, activities, things for young readers. There's our bracelet workshop right there. And you can register for almost all of these if they do require registration online at wichitalibrary.org.
Okay. Thank you so much, Erin.
Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing your expertise with us. This was great to do a little craft today.
And if anybody has any questions or needs anything, you can call us at City Arts too. I'm typically here, so.
Sounds great. Well, thank you everybody for participating, and we'll see you at the library or at City Arts hopefully soon.
Sounds great.
Bye.
Bye.